if you were the devil, how would you attack you?
For me, it's
I guess if I were the devil and I was trying to like attack me, it would be.
This is the time that we live in right now.
mhm.
You're not gonna get replaced by AI.
it's
You're
gonna do
first gonna get replaced by somebody using AI.
Get used to it, learn it, understand it as fast as you can, because each revolution, if you will, is faster than the last. Can't have good without bad.
Everything in the dark is brought to light eventually.
Yeah, 100%. Whatever you do in the dark is going to be revealed to the public masses. If the formula for like gravity or like the air we breathe was off by like 0.0, we'd be dead. When it's time for judgment, God's going to bring heaven down to earth. Everything's going to be renewed, restored, rejuvenated.
Welcome to the first in-person episode of the BAMcast. This is gonna be the new format moving forward. Well, starting in like a month,
2 months.
2 months,
3 months.
depending on whenever we convince you guys to move down.
It's going to be good.
I'm very excited for it. I think it's gonna be really awesome.
Yeah.
I am also excited. I was looking at spots yesterday, and like we were set on a bigger unit, but then we saw a smaller unit with a big backyard. So we're like, man, we gotta revisit that and make that decision. So
We're
I'm
gonna go
super
tour it
excited.
today with Kenzie.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a good time. Our house is, I'm sorry that yet again you guys visiting, our house is still a construction zone. and
Yeah, we were
so-
promised that the bathrooms were gonna be done. There's currently
was
one
I.
bathroom, 8 people, guys.
So
So
was I.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just creating memories. That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's gonna be
good
great.
time.
Yeah, and we're having extra people. So for those of you guys, by now you know that Kenzie and I are pregnant. We're doing our gender reveal. By the time this is filmed and out, well, at the time of filming this, we're doing our gender reveal tomorrow, Saturday. So we're having everybody from our hometown come down, and everyone's staying with us. Plus, Addie and I's grandma, who has never visited or came down yet. So
It's gonna be
she's
fun.
going to be staying with us as well. So it's going to be a full house plus one, and we're still down 2 bathrooms. The bathrooms are actually getting done next week, like the day
Yeah,
I'll leave.
literally right after.
Right on time. Let's go.
So,
It's fine. We're used to it. We've been
gonna be good.
sharing one bathroom every time we visit,
yeah.
so it's okay.
We thought demoing it early would speed up the process, but Kenzie has delayed it quite a few times. So,
She wants perfection, guys. She wants perfection.
Mhm.
Can't blame her.
It looks nice though. I remember when we first came to visit, we were laying like floorboards and painting them and waxing them, and downstairs was like everything was still ripped out. It's crazy. It's a great
Yeah.
transformation. It's awesome to see.
it's wild. It's a very expensive transformation.
Very expensive
Step
transformation.
by step.
Yeah.
Step
And
by
especially with
step.
the baby, there's just so much pressure to like get it done quick,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that I don't want it to be like while Kenzie's on maternity leave, it's under construction, because it was just going to be an automatic 4 to 8 month pause, I feel like, on
Mhm.
everything once she's on maternity leave.
Definitely. And
definitely.
it's crazy how fast Tim's flying too, because she's literally already 4 months.
4 months next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
which
flying
is
by.
insane.
15 weeks, Tuesday. Yeah.
You guys don't have that much longer.
5 more,
Yeah.
4.5, 5 more.
Almost halfway.
Yeah,
crazy.
It is crazy.
Time is flying by.
Are you guys, let's get a quick prediction. What is you guys' prediction for tomorrow?
Let's hear yours first.
Okay, I really want it to be a girl because I want to spoil her, but I think based on firstborns, it might be a boy.
I'm sticking with my prediction that it's going to be a girl.
He wants a girl.
I think it's going to be a girl.
It seems to be a popular prediction.
I think it's going to be a girl.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just have the inclination, if you will, that it's going to be a girl. I think it's going to be a girl.
We'll see. We're going to make everybody record their prediction tomorrow. so
Let's
it's gonna be fun.
go.
Yeah, it will be fun.
I think it's going to be a girl.
I've tried to gauge your reactions. You're giving
Yeah, you're like straight poker face.
yeah, absolutely nothing.
I don't even know. Kenzie wouldn't even let me know. So
They like actually don't know. They were just playing and joking everyone.
trying to prank y'all.
Where you know, you know.
That's hilarious.
Well, so with the new format, kind of what we want to do, and I think what's going to be really cool about it is it'll be literally the three. Once you guys do move, it'll be just the 3 of us, and we'll be just having conversation.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, we'll have a 4th person come in, and
Mhm.
hopefully we can do some weekend pods. Maybe Kenzie can come join us and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's going to be more conversation based, kind of what's going on, more real time stuff versus once a month you guys coming on, or once every couple months coming on, and then we have to update on the last like few months of
Yep.
things going on. It's just we're gonna make it truly the BAMcast, like the BAM crew, just every single week talking. So I think it's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna allow us to talk about a lot more, and it's also just gonna be more organic feeling. I feel I like the interviews. It's just a lot of prep. It's a lot of work, like always finding somebody and teeing them up for the next week. So it's I think it's gonna be. I'm excited for it.
Definitely. And I like the conversational styles because you can really hear people for who they are, like their beliefs, their thought processes, and they can just expand instead of just having like, okay, answer this question, on to the next, answer this question. So conversation is definitely the way to go for
Exactly.
sure.
So I want to start it off. We've talked a lot on both Addie, you and I's podcast, Jermaine, you and I's podcast about faith recently. And our pastor asked this question in the day, and I thought it was just such a great question. He said something he wanted us all to ponder on is, if you were the devil, how would you tempt you? Like, how would you attack you?
That's a good question.
That's good.
I can give my answer if you guys want me to, but I'm curious what y'all's are.
I feel like the easiest way to tempt somebody is like,
Not somebody, you.
okay, me.
So like for me, I'll give you my example so that you can understand.
Okay.
So for me, and Jared actually ripped me apart last week on this, Jared Hamilton, or we podcasted in person. And he, so I think it's pride and control. So that's what I said.
Okay, wait, yeah, I saw your Instagram post.
Yeah. I was like, I think it's pride and control. It's, pride is a sin, obviously, and then control, basically just not trusting that I'm worried that something's going to happen that I can't basically stop. And Jared was like, no, it's fear and doubt. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, your control problem is just you being afraid you can't stop something from happening that you don't want to happen. And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, and your pride problem. And I was like, the pride thing is that I doubt that I am what other people say I am or what I think I want to be. Wow, so I have to work really hard or try to prove or whatever to show that, like, overcome that doubt, basically. So now I'm like, okay, the ways would be through fear and doubt, like make me really afraid and worried and anxious, or make me really doubtful that I am XYZ or I can accomplish XYZ or whatever the case may be. So that's good for me.
That's a good perspective shift as well. What you got?
That is good. I would say I could relate to the fear or the doubt. I feel like that would be a big one for me. Because I feel like I doubt myself all the time, and if you make me doubt myself, I don't know, not that I go down like a bad path or anything, but it like can make me spiral big time, and then I start to question everything. Like, I mean, he even saw me do it just the other day. Like, is this the right thing? Should I be doing this? Is this the right path for me? Am I having enough success? I feel like that's something I struggle with very, very often. Outside of that, I don't know. I feel like you know me better than myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. You guys might be able to answer for each other.
Yeah. So it's how would the devil tempt me, or like pretty much what your weaknesses are.
If you were the devil, how would you attack you? Like, what would you use to attack you? So
I would
me,
say
it's like those are two weaknesses of mine. So I would camp out on those two and just try to make me fearful, try to make me doubtful.
I would say for me, it's doubt, but for a slightly different reason. Because I've opened up to you guys about my past before, and just doubting like what I'm capable of, because I've always been exposed to this type of person, this type of lifestyle. Does that make sense? So I feel like just get in my mind, like, you got to do more, like you're not doing enough, or you want to try something like this. I doubt, like, it's always that initial doubt, like, dang, I don't know if I can do that. That's something I've never done before, because not having that example or that role to pursue things like that. So I would 100% say doubt. And I definitely understand like the fear, because you want to take control. Just as a highly driven man, you want to have control over everything, but it just doesn't work like that. You can't. But for you, I would say, based off the conversations we've had, I would just say doubt, and like seeing you how I see you. Like, I see you as strong. I see you as beautiful. I see you as highly driven, and it's you have to kind of find that in yourself, to like, I am what they think I am. I am what I know I am. Does that make sense? I am who God wants me to be.
I feel like that's always been one of my biggest things. I feel like Baker could even attest to that growing up. I think it's like more so like, I guess if I were the devil and I was trying to like attack me,
Mhm.
it would be on like self-confidence, on like what I'm capable of, because I always question that. I'm always like, is it enough? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I on the right path? So I feel like I always question me and my capabilities. So if I were the devil, I guess that's how I would attack myself, because that's how I keep myself kind of stuck, almost like I face
Mm.
decision I cannot
Paralysis.
speak paralysis, and then I can't move forward. I can't do more. I can't have more success because I already feel like major imposter syndrome,
Mhm.
and that's something I've always struggled with.
Yeah.
Always.
And my grandma would always say, growing up, like the devil can play with your mind, but he can't touch your heart.
Mhm.
So that being said, like your mind is a very powerful thing, whether it's
Yeah.
fear, doubt, your ego, or just overconfidence. Like it all starts right here, you know. So yeah, fear and doubt is those are two powerful things, man. Very
Mhm.
powerful.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool exercise. And basically what he was trying to, the whole, I think you guys are going to love the church as you get to, I'm excited for you all to go this weekend from here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I've gone the last 3 or 4 years and it's been incredible every time. But the whole series that we're starting the year with is boot camp for Team Jesus. Basically like, hey, it's a war. Like we're prepping for war.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's,
Mm.
so it was one of the first questions that he asked of the year was, if you were the devil, how would you attack you? And if you know that answer, if you know where you're weak and you know where you can be, like the tactics that are going to be used against you, you can work on that thing. You can prep for it. You can build in fail safes and ways to checks and balances. You can tell
Mhm.
other people, hey,
Mhm.
here's where I'm vulnerable. Like watch out for me. Tell me if you start to see me slip.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's basically what I've been. I mean, I've just very vulnerably just put it out there. Like
Yeah.
this is what I struggle with. This is the way that I struggle with it.
Yeah.
Um, and so hopefully, like you guys or Kinsey or whoever will be able to see, like, hey, this is your fear thing. Like
Mhm.
go pray about it, go talk about it. Here's a verse, or this is your doubt thing. Like go. And I think that can be a powerful thing. So anybody that's listening that question, like you don't know for sure, just ask yourself, like really answer it. Give yourself a solid answer. Don't just be like, oh, that is a good question to ask. Like give yourself an actual, real solid answer.
Yeah.
Because again, if you know the tactics that the devil would use or that you would be tempted with or you'd be attacked with, then you can prepare for it
Yep.
Yeah.
and insulate yourself.
Definitely. And I think we mentioned it before, like just doing a personal audit,
Mm.
like not only of your time, but of your character. What are your weaknesses? What's something you scroll like, for example, if you're on social media all the time, like that's something that could be tempting to you. Like if you're buying these bad foods, that's something that the devil can use against you to keep you from being the best person that you can be.
Yeah.
So I mean, just if you do like a personal audit, like how am I spending my time? What am I listening to? What am I watching? Like you'll know right away for sure.
Yeah. And I remember one time our pastor actually did a sermon on that. I don't know if you remember this, but last year he talked about like the word of God is like our armor
Yes, I do
that
remember that.
allows us to prep for battle against those attacks.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's another big thing is if you can find, it doesn't have to be that you read the whole Bible, but if you find passages and things that kind of give you that support and allow you to kind of step back into, okay, this is, just an attack on me.
Yeah.
I need to, insert myself back into the word of God. But our pastor said like those things can help protect you from those attacks or at least come back from those attacks. So
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Very good one. I vividly remember that one.
I
Yeah,
can't
like
remember
the
the
shoulder
exact
pads and the
passage.
helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's awesome.
He's like gearing up for battle, but
Mhm.
especially as a football player.
It was good.
So we were talking about how when Jesus was tempted for 40 days straight, it was
Mhm.
just him and the devil.
Yep.
And he was fasting the whole time. And
Yeah.
one of the things two of the things that our pastor pointed out is the devil was actually using scripture
Mm-hmm.
Against him.
to try and say, hey, in this book that you said, like it says this, and he was trying to like spin scripture in a way that would be where he'd be able to manipulate Jesus. Like he was
Yeah.
using scripture to do that. So that's something that because we talked about it a few weeks ago too, where he was like, sometimes scripture can be bended and kind of
Twisted.
manipulated into
Yep.
the devil's tool against you. And then Jesus basically used scripture to quote back and say, hey, it actually says this. This is what we're supposed to do. And so he
Yeah.
used it as his sword in that moment to fend off. But it is really interesting that the devil was actually using
Mm-hmm.
God's
Yeah.
word as his ammo to try and twist
I
Jesus,
just got a
knowing that
message about
Jesus.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people pull a lot of things out of context without reading like the surrounding things. But yeah, so when Jesus was fasting for 40 days, the devil tempted him and said, "If you're really the Son of God, turn this rock into bread and to break that fast," pretty much. And then Jesus said, "Man can't live on bread alone, but he has to live by the words proceeded out of God's mouth." Right? So if you read the Bible and you see stories like that, and you know that the devil is going to tempt you, because you know that story, you can prepare yourself.
Yeah. And it's just like the other one too, where he like promises Jesus all of the kingdoms and
Yep.
cities and whatever. Like, I'll give this to you right now if you can like prove it. And he already knew like God promised that to him, but it's not like a fast track there, you know? So I feel like that's another big thing is like those temptations and those attacks kind of make you see, oh, I could have this like right now.
Yeah.
But is it in the best way, in the best manner? Probably not. So I feel like it's also important to learn discernment and like,
Ooh.
is this actually how it's supposed to happen, or am I trying to, kind of bypass what God's plan is for me to get where I want to be faster?
Yeah, definitely. I told you we're so passionate about this. I could talk about this for hours. I love this. This is my jam.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing, I got a couple of topics we're
Let's
talk
go.
about here. We're going straight into AI.
Yes.
Okay.
So I talk a lot about AI. Actually, the episode either right before or right after you guys is the CEO of a company called allllll, like Psalm, like the book Psalms. And it's a guy that used AI to create an application, mobile app and desktop app, to where you can get individualized like biblical counsel at any given time.
That's cool.
So he said people are like loner
Really
than ever,
awesome.
they're talking to less people than ever. There's this new technology out there, so he just basically fed it the Bible,
Yeah.
and then he had like a few hundred Christians go through case studies in different and take polls and stuff like that of what they would like and what they would need and how they would. So it's like having a pastor that you can seek counsel from at any time in your pocket
That's awesome.
nonstop. So that's a use case of AI kind of combining faith and AI. But I'm curious, and I think probably some of the listeners might be curious, like, how are you guys using AI currently?
So I'm not really great with AI, I'll be real. I feel like both of you guys know that. But we have some things in the works for BAM and for coaching. And I've obviously talked to both of you guys about that because it was kind of one of our plans at the beginning of the year. So that's kind of how I've implemented AI.
Yeah,
And
you're coding.
yeah, well, kind of.
Well, just
I'm
explain that.
Yeah,
Because
explain that.
people hear me talk about it, but people are like, oh, well, Baker's super techie or nerdy or what, like that makes sense for
Yes,
Baker.
you are. You are smart, and we all know that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this is what I've been trying to talk to people about is like we can all go and interact with this and do
Mhm.
what you're doing. And it felt like whenever we were talking last week, you kind of had that aha moment of this is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
For
it is
days
crazy.
straight, from the time she woke up to the time I looked over one night and she's like on her phone still coding.
Yeah, because once I figured out, like, I can just tell this what I want it to do and what tweaks I want to make, and I
Good
can
stuff.
customize it as much as I want because I can't go into too much detail because I can't give it away yet.
But just explain the process
But
of how it works. Don't
Mhm.
talk about what you're building. Just
Okay.
talk about how it works because people hear me say the word vibe coding, but no, they don't really understand what that means. And
yeah,
again, I think they discount that. Well, of course, Baker would do something like that, but you don't consider yourself as a very technical
no,
person,
at all.
and you are doing what? Like how did?
I'm essentially I'm just giving it prompts and I'm telling it exactly what I want to see in the app, like as a user, as yeah, I guess as a user, as an owner, and it's going in and it's making these changes and I'm like watching it work and it's like very detailed. It's like fixing errors as we go. It's going in and saying, okay, like I found what you're talking about. Let me do this.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving it exactly what I want and it's taking that and then making the change. And then if I go in and I test out a feature or I test out like something that maybe isn't working properly, I can tell it, hey, I need you to actually fix this or correct this so that it works seamlessly. Because obviously, like at the end of the day, a seamless experience is what you want.
Definitely.
And it's going in and fixing that. So it's like really cool because the process of coding itself, like I couldn't even like fathom learning that. Like you've actually coded from scratch, right?
No,
Oh,
never.
I thought you've coded from scratch. Okay, well,
No.
coding from scratch seems
It's a
insanely
lot.
I took a
intense.
coding class in college, but it
Same.
was C#, and I didn't retain any of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it just seems very intense and very like detailed. So the fact that I can just tell it, hey, this is my idea, this is what I want to see, this is like the color or the process or like how I want to link things together, and then it's just like, okay, let me see what I can do, and then it like fixes it. I think that's really cool. That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's incredible. And anyone can, like, we did, pulling back the veil, we did multiple six figures in our launch for Check-ins Pro.
Yeah.
That product, I did the exact same process that Addie's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we sold it on stage and we sold it in a webinar. We did multiple six figures. And now we have used that money to bring in developers to finish it out and improve and build. But guess what? The developers are also using AI to be more efficient and more productive.
Yeah.
But this is what's like, not a coder, built and launched a software from scratch. Not a coder, building your own software from scratch. This is the time that we live in right now. And I cannot stress enough the opportunity that presents for everybody. And also, equally, the flip side of the coin, how terrifying that should also be to everyone.
Yeah.
Because the second that everyone can create something and you're not spending time creating something or working with it or utilizing this stuff, you're not going to get replaced by AI. And some of you will.
Unfortunately, that's how it's
You're
gonna be.
first going to get replaced by somebody using AI. Because if two resumes come across my desk as a business owner and they both have equal knowledge on a subject, one of them doesn't use AI at all, one of them uses AI and has 3 to 5x the output of the other person,
10 times out of 10.
it's a very easy business decision. If they're equal resumes and one of them just uses ChatGPT or just uses Claude or just has a little agent set up for themselves, I'm going to go with the AI enabled one every single time, because why would I pay the same amount to somebody that just has the normal 1x output? It could even be a high human output when I could get 5x over here for the same price.
Definitely.
It's just simple math.
Very simple. And I think, to put it simply and bluntly, if you don't kind of adapt to AI and understand it and get in before it's very public, you will get left behind. If you don't understand it, if you don't use this, AI, it has the power to completely change your bloodline if you do the right things, right? If you get ahead of the learning curve, if you take the time to learn these things, it has the power to change your bloodline, 100%.
But okay, let's get a little bit controversial, because I feel like the biggest thing that holds people back is, one, just not understanding. So like you don't take the time to learn.
100%.
But two, people are very adamant that it is a bad thing for the environment. So people are very, very against it. And I agree. I feel like there's ways that we need to figure out how we can use AI without
Sustainably.
depleting, water sources. And
So Elon's got an interesting idea on that.
I have not heard his
heard
idea yet.
So, he, I think, is making the most masterful play of I'm not a big Elon fan right now, but he's making the most masterful play of all of the like billionaires right now. Did you see that? So Twitter bought XAI, which was like Grok. So Twitter, XAI bought Twitter. So he paid himself billions of dollars, bought another company he owns with another company he owns. And then I can't remember if it was like SpaceX bought XAI or XAI bought SpaceX. But he's basically rolling them all up under this
like
AI
one
company. He's using SpaceX to launch, the data centers is what's bad for the environment, the water and all that.
Yeah.
He's using SpaceX to launch data centers, massive satellites, just into orbit. So instead of taking space and resources on Earth, they're just going to be in orbit, where temperature is way cooler. They don't need as much water to stay cool. And there's way more real estate in orbit than there is on Earth.
On Earth, yeah.
So he's basically shooting his plan is to shoot these massive data centers into the sky like he does in Starlink, and then they'll just be in orbit doing their
Got it.
thing instead of
Mhm.
be these massive warehouses that are siphoning off huge portions of the water supply.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like that's the biggest thing. I feel like people would come around to AI. I mean, you know me, I was kind of like, I don't really understand it.
I was
I
the
don't
same
really.
exact way. Yeah.
And then I started to like kind of mess with it more and integrate it into like what we do. And I do like it. Like there's a lot of benefits to it. I don't think you should let it do your thinking or your job for you,
No.
but it's just like a good tool, just like any other thing.
Mhm.
And I feel like if people could come around to it being safer for the environment, more people would be open to the idea.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
I
I
feel like
think,
that's the biggest thing I hear.
yeah, I agree. I don't mean to cut you off.
Anyway.
And I think it's kind of similar to when Jeff Bezos did like Amazon. Like before, people are like, why would I buy something online if I can just go get it at the store?
Mhm.
Right? And people are thinking the same thing of AI. Like, why would I use AI if I can just do this myself? And then Amazon, like now people are like, wow, this makes so much sense. Like I don't have to leave my house. And then with AI, you can be like, wow, I don't have to work 12 hours a day. I can just create these agents that do it for me. So I think it's like history tends to like rhyme, and there's a lot of similarities. Like the era before Amazon, like online shopping, like people are probably saying the same things we're saying about AI. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm not going to support that. And then 20 years later, they're like, I missed out on the greatest opportunity of my life. So I think personally, over the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be, I don't even know. Like it's going to be just,
I mean, it's
I can't
already
even
crazy.
fathom like what is going to happen over the next
Yeah.
12 to 18 months.
That's the scary
don't
thing.
miss
We
that
just have
train.
no idea what it's
Yeah.
gonna look like.
Mhm.
No idea. It's funny you mentioned the environment stuff because it is. So whenever I spoke at an event in Austin, that was one of the things that somebody came up to me after, and I could tell she was like a little bit skeptical about the whole AI thing.
Yep.
And there was a few people that came up and they were like, "Hey, I just like whatever you just said, like landed with me. Like I got to figure out how to use it. What should I start with?"
Yeah.
And then she was kind of like just hanging out like near me while all these people were talking, and kind of just like looked a little bit like unimpressed, pretty skeptical. And eventually, I had made a comment about the environment, and because somebody had said like, "What do you think about what it's doing to the environment?" And my response was, I understand that it is bad for the environment. I also understand that my tokens, in terms of like, because that's what it is, it's like tokens or usage, has no. It's because there's 30 million and growing every single day people using just ChatGPT. It's millions or billions and billions and billions, trillions and trillions and trillions of processing power every single day.
Yep.
And mine is like a little drop in the bucket, right? It's like saying that you're not gonna vote because your vote doesn't matter or doesn't have a massive pull on the. It's like, are you going to? Is my principled stance sitting out on this and letting it go by gonna do anything to affect or not affect that? Probably not. If you are worried about it and you have the money, you can buy a personal machine like my Mac Mini in there, runs AI locally on my machine, which doesn't take anything from the environment, doesn't do, doesn't need water.
small
Like it's just a
squabble.
little bitty thing right here
Yeah.
that I can just run my stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is part of how I justify it too is the more AI is used, the quicker it learns.
Yes.
So another benefit to you using it is not getting left behind, number one, but also if you're contributing to it learning faster and evolving faster, hopefully the best chance we have at solving the environment problem is AI solving it.
Yeah.
So like if
Oh, yeah.
AI can figure out the problem, then AI can teach us how to not hurt the environment or to have computers that cool better or to not need water to do these things. Or to
Definitely.
not. So it's like the faster that we get AI to develop, which means more of us using it, so then it has more, connections built in its brain, so to speak, the faster some of these really big, complex, scary problems can get solved.
Definitely.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to look at it. That's how I've looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though, because in order to really make a change, it would have to be like a collective, everybody agrees to
At the
just
very
stop.
same time.
And that's just not going to happen
not
because
gonna
there's so
happen.
many businesses that have popped up that are now using AI, so many people getting into AI on a daily basis. People have been doing it from the beginning. So with it having millions and millions of users, I feel like it would be really hard to just put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a fortunate but also unfortunate thing. I think it's very fortunate because it gives people like Addison or me or Baker a fighting chance to do something that's crazy for our future family, right? And just it's unfortunate because if you don't agree, it's not going to change anything. That's just the reality of the situation. Like me saying, I don't support AI. I'm not going to use it. Okay, the next 1,000 people will. The next million people will. So either I sit back and allow this opportunity to change our lives past, or I act on it and I do my part. That's just how it is.
And you sitting out is not going to stop the next data center from getting
It's
built.
not. They're
No.
building one as we speak.
Sam Altman
Right
is not
now.
going to look at, oh, that guy's got a good point. Like, let's stop.
That small guy
Pando-
from Texas, right?
And Pandora's box is open, and unfortunately, we can't close it.
No.
It's either learn and adapt or miss out. They like you can't stop it. It's here. It's already here.
So, what types of things are you using AI for?
So the biggest thing is for check-ins, like with Check-ins Pro. That's like the biggest driving AI. I'm doing some research right now, but we have some things under works. But yeah, I would say the biggest thing is AR funnel and Check-ins Pro. They don't take over, but they simplify. Like they exponentially grow what you're able to do and and the people you're able to reach. So you're not sitting here thinking, oh, what did I say 3 months back or 6 months back? It's all right there. So I feel like the biggest fear is people think AI is going to take over, which unfortunately eventually probably will. But in this moment, it comes together. It comes together with humanity, and it speeds up processes. So, but yeah, the biggest things I'm using is Check-ins Pro and AR funnel. It's really it. And ideas, of course. Like if I
you use a lot of ChatGPT and stuff.
yeah, but yeah, that's for like if I have a question about like faith or something, or I just have a random question like, dang, and that's what it does. It just accelerates how fast you can get something done. So instead of you going to read like a dictionary or something or trying to find something on your own, just look it up, and it's right there. So I can't fathom how people are against that and like don't use it. But that's just me though.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you using AI for?
I already said. I'm
She's
very
coding.
divide
She's coding.
code.
Oh yeah.
I use ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Check-ins Pro, of course, for sure. And I know that we've kind of talked about like kind of wanting to get into what you do with like having agents just for more like automation and whatnot.
It's the research.
Yeah, I don't really know
Yeah.
much about it yet, but I feel like
Hopefully, I can help there.
yeah, I feel like the more you can automate stuff that's like not really like we talk to clients every single day. Like that won't ever change because that's our business. Like they want to talk to our clients. We want to maintain those relationships. But if we can manage and automate things that are outside of our clients, like doing, messages or like sending things out automatically, like emails, those things help a lot because that just takes stuff off of our plate and we don't have to sit there, send out 1,000 emails, send out a bunch of texts. We can remove ourselves from that and focus on what like truly matters, which is like our community right now.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to look at it's not trying to make AI, and that's a big part of how we intentionally made Check-ins Pro. The AI should not replace the coach.
No.
The AI should empower the coach.
Exactly.
Period.
100%.
So what that looks like in effect, and like what I think the coaching space is going to go to is AI enabled coaching, where so many more data points than were ever before previously accessible to like a single human being around their client are now just teed up for you and maybe even like pre-interpreted for you as well.
Yeah.
So you're getting like a report each day because this is example, like this is trying to kind of where we're trying to go with Check-ins Pro is, we use Trainerize for our app. All the data of like their step data, their sleep data, their food logs, their workouts, the amount of reps they did, all their graphs on compliance, all of that stuff's getting automatically pulled in. You guys are looking at that every single week, right?
Yeah.
But you're having to like click into all of these different things.
Yep.
Try to remember all of like these, let's just say it's 100 just to be conservative, data points on one client plus long form responses from the client plus any messages that happened this past week. And it's like a lot of data points. And if you have even 20 clients, like you're talking thousands or tens of
lot.
thousands of data points every week you're having to ingest while remembering the previous 10,000 data points from last week.
Yeah.
So what I think that it's going to head to, what we want it to head to, instead of replacing the coaching stuff, is it ingests all that data and more. So like connecting your Whoop band, connecting Trainerizer, your fulfillment app, maybe your Apple Health,
Yeah.
maybe your 8 Sleep if you have a sleep thing that you sleep on, like anything that you basically use or interact with as your client, all that data can come into one central hub, and the AI can say, here's
Everything.
here's the dashboard on what's going on today with Baker. Here's how to interpret it. And it's teeing you up on a silver platter as the coach to say, okay, now I understand all this data. I see it all. I can actually process it all. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So instead of you just looking at like being able to realistically really just like look at photos, see a couple of things on a check-in form, and then make decisions from there, which you'll get results from doing that.
Yeah.
You have so much more, like a wealth of data that is, you have assistants or agents in your corner helping you process.
Yeah.
To where you're just teed up to make crazy results with that client because you're going to catch things
You
that,
know everything
yeah,
from the inside out. Yeah.
yeah, like the integration with Macros First for Check-ins Pro. For example, like I was talking to the founder of Macros First, which you know, Jacob.
Yeah. I love Macros First.
Shout
Sponsor me.
out to Macros First.
The sponsoring pod.
I was talking to him, and he was like, the cool thing about what you're building is with our integration, they track more micronutrients, I think, than any other app. I think he said there's like 75 or 100
That's
micronutrients, and most
Yeah.
apps start at or stop at like 10 to 15
Yeah.
micros.
Just potassium, sodium, like that.
So he was like, the tricky thing is most coaches don't understand like selenium or some of these like kind of more fringe micros. But he said, with how much that we can make available in their API with our integration, he said, your check-in, something you get picked up in the check-in of like someone being chronically tired week after week, or somebody like really hitting a crash midday at this time or whatever. And he said, the AI, even though the coach might not know anything about selenium or some of these micronutrients, the AI might flag, hey, they've had symptoms of like low selenium or low iron. And I can tell from their food logs, they haven't been getting enough iron or selenium or whatever. So we need to have this person increase the like more leafy greens in their diet, or more beef early in the morning to boost their selenium, or eggs or whatever. And so he was like, that is the power of what you're building and what you're, and I was like, holy cow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But imagine that type level of service where you might not even be able to see that micronutrient right now. But if that data is getting teed up, it's like, okay, someone's tired. It could be, we might just immediately think they need more sleep. But it could be they're
Much
getting enough
deeper
sleep.
than that, yeah.
And then we're like, well, crap, what is it now? It's like, well, maybe they're stressed out. Well, it could be they're not stressed out. And then, but the AI is going to know all these different things and can recommend stuff.
That's the very fortunate side of it. It's that everything is instant right there. So it's good stuff.
Real time.
Yeah. Real time.
Okay. Anything else on AI?
No. I
so.
think get used to it, learn it, understand it as fast as you can, because each revolution, if you will, is faster than the last.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like 5 years.
Max.
Yep.
I think it's going to be faster than that.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit about BAM, like how we're doing goals wise so far, team retreat?
Yeah. Want to open us up?
Sure. Yeah,
Team
we're
retreat. It's a lot of
we're
fun. So
planning
excited.
our first ever potential team retreat this year in a couple of months. We had a lot of positive feedback. We had one of our biggest team calls of people coming and joining, which was crazy. And I think that we're going to do something probably right here in Dallas, because it's kind of like a central hub, which will be a lot of fun. And we're supposed to move here by then, so we'll be here. And I don't know, it's going to be really cool because I feel like we know our clients, like we see them every week on
It's so
calls,
crazy,
we
yeah.
talk to them in check-ins, but we haven't got to meet majority of them in person.
yeah.
So it'll be really fun to actually get to build those relationships and start
Definitely.
to like kind of foster that and learn about them, connect with them, and kind of show them how we are in real life. Because I feel like social media gives you an idea,
Definitely.
but it doesn't really give you the full picture. And I feel like it's going to be fun to show them us.
And I don't want to like kind of spoil the mood, but I feel like what a lot of coaches don't talk about enough is you forming these relationships, and then let's say like life happens or they just graduate from the program, but you're like, man, I've been with this person for 2 years. Like this is my friend. I only met them one time in person, but like I've known them forever.
It's like a breakup.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
super
proud of you, but I'm sad.
bittersweet.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's definitely something that coaches don't talk about enough. But I'm super excited about the retreat and just being able to have my guys here. You know, we talk about like just faith and fitness and business and being a man like all the time, but to have them here in person, I feel like it's going to be so special. I'm very excited about that, and it's our first retreat ever.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Like going from
I've been asked before, but we just like have never put anything together. But now I feel like the team is in such a good place with like community that these girls see each other week after week. These guys see each other week after week. So it's like, okay, everyone kind of has a feel for what it's like, and now we can all come together.
And I'm sure they communicate outside of team calls for sure.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
sure
a
they
lot of them
connect
follow
alone.
each other on social media,
Which is
and all
so
that.
crazy. I absolutely love that. Like
Yeah,
that's just
cool.
honoring, you know, I joined BAM. What you guys created BAM for is for community. Like coalition means a bunch of people coming together with one goal in mind. You know, so I feel like it's very special. Going from not coaching to hitting like crazy numbers to having a team retreat of like 20 to 30 people, like that's crazy.
As well.
That is insane. That's phenomenal. It's crazy. So I'm very excited about it. I wish it was happening next weekend. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's been really cool to just see you guys like on the team calls and everything, watch the community, watch people open up, watch people start to talk about like vulnerable things together and share together. And you know, you see different people like that are maybe nervous one week, and then several weeks later they open up and it's like, whoa, this is crazy. Like I can see you coming out of your shell now, and you know, you're developing or you're noticing some stuff now that you didn't notice before. So it's really cool to watch their evolution in there, and I can tell you guys are having a massive impact on a lot of people's lives. So
Yeah.
That's awesome. In the best ways possible.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
pretty
it.
cool because I remember like we do this thing every single team call where we do struggles and wins. So you list one struggle, one win from the week. Sometimes people have multiple, which is also fine. But it's cool to see like when someone first comes into the group or first starts to kind of like, okay, fine, I'll share. Like it's like,
quiet.
well, I hit the gym this week, that's my win, or I didn't really sleep. And then a couple weeks later, they're in the same environment and they're like, okay, so actually, this is my struggle. It's a lot more in depth, a lot more personal. And then their win will be like, you know, I chose me over this instead.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's like a really, really cool evolution. And like these girls share so much personal things and they like talk and then they have the entire group to kind of like lean on, give them advice. And I think that's really cool. And even your guys have, I feel like guys have like, you know,
they're like
they're
macho
not
man
vulnerable,
and-
right? They don't share things, but they've actually been able to open up and share more details and more like real life struggles, which has been also cool because that's not like a normal guy thing. I feel like guys are always like, oh, I don't really want to, they don't want to share that, right?
It's been getting
But
a lot of great feedback.
it's been a safe environment and people are like, okay, they're sharing this. I want to share my problem too. So I think that's really cool.
Sometimes the calls run like way over because everyone is talking. Like those are my favorite calls.
It's supposed to be 30 minutes. Sometimes it'll be like an hour.
Yeah, very close to it. But yeah, those are my favorite calls. Like people are just being themselves. You know, they're opening up to random strangers they met online, by the way.
Yep.
Just random people, but opening up and just forming these relationships. Like, man, you inspired me so much. I tell my guys all the time, man, like we're in this thing together. You know, I inspire you, you inspire me. Let's get it. Let's rock and roll. So yeah, and your girls like coming together, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful
it's
thing.
really fun.
it is. It's one of my favorite things. I tell everybody on like calls where like prospective people and coming in are like the calls are one of my favorite things about what we do, because a lot of times none of them are getting to have those conversations typically in their everyday life. So it's a very different thing for them,
Yeah.
and it's a space that is exclusively like they only get access to in BAM,
Yeah.
because people just don't have those types of deep combos anymore.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we hold a space where they can have that and they're talking to other people that have similar goals, and like it makes for a powerful kind of thing. Sometimes there's happy tears, sometimes there's sad tears. Like It's really cool.
Those are my favorite.
Mhm.
Everything's my favorite, but that's just real and raw emotion, you know.
Yeah, and it's
cool to
come
see.
so far. I remember doing our first team call, and it was like we had like 3 people
Like
show up.
years ago, right?
And I was like, okay,
Mhm.
I don't know if this is gonna work. And then slowly but surely, people came, people showed up, people talked, and I feel like it's a favorite thing. Like I
Yeah.
told him, I think it's like the highlight of a lot of people's weeks, and they
Mhm.
actually genuinely enjoy sharing what's going on in their lives and
Yeah.
hearing from other people, because like you said, it's kind of their one space to do that. They don't
Yeah.
always have that in their day-to-day lives, or
Mhm.
maybe their struggles are their environment, so they don't really have people to lean on, and
Mhm.
we get to be that space, which is really fun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think the retreat's gonna be really, really cool.
It's gonna be
Agreed.
great.
Okay, next we have got a couple of different things. I'm trying to figure out how to.
We're
gracefully
expanding on these.
transition
Yeah.
into-
It's cut
Um,
next.
So, a lot of crazy things going on in the government. Awful things as far
Yes.
as the Epstein list stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's some crazy stuff as far as an aliens thing they got announced
Is that
yesterday.
your like smooth transition?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I want to see. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk
Aliens.
about as far as the just absurdness of the Epstein stuff? Have you guys kept up with that at all?
Yeah, unfortunately, my entire TikTok at one time was
That's on my Instagram.
the
It's
Epstein
all
files.
all
It's
files.
horrific. It's awful.
demonic.
It's terrifying,
Mhm.
and it makes me like actually feel sick to my stomach.
I think it's gotten to a point where I would see stuff. I'm like, oh, there's no way this is real.
It doesn't.
I'm like-
yeah.
Is this actually happening? Is this real life or am I dreaming? Like, it's crazy. Like, this
Yeah.
is stuff you would see in movies. You know, like
Mhm.
movies of like
Horror
these-
movies.
Yeah, horror movies. Like billionaires going to this private island or event or whatever. And this stuff is actually happening, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it's all
mind-blowing.
like high profile figures
It's
in
crazy. It's so crazy.
religion, health, politics, which is also scary because these people are like, top of their field, well
Yeah.
known,
Hmm.
supposed to be respected figures, but
This is absolutely just disgusting.
yeah.
It is.
Like, I see one thing, the next. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And the pictures.
What? The pictures, like everything is just like right there in front of your face, like a dream. Like, there's no way this is real life,
Mm-hmm.
but it is.
The
It's
did you guys
disgusting.
see the hearing
No, I did not.
with
I don't
Pam
think so.
Pam Bondi?
I've heard about it, but I didn't.
She's like the director of intelligence or something. I don't remember her official. She needs to be stripped or whatever she is.
Mm-hmm.
But there was so Thomas Massey, he's a rep from, I can't remember if it's like Kansas or Nebraska or something. I don't remember, from
Mhm.
one of the kind of like Midwestern states.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one that wrote, him and a Democrat, I think, Ro Khanna. They wrote the legislation of like the Epstein Transparency Act, which is basically to redact, to release the files.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone said that they were going to, and that's part of what Trump ran on was, I'm going to release the files. And then they tried to convince us that there's no files. This is a hoax.
I remember
There's
that. I
nothing here.
real life remember that.
And like that is, I've been very disappointed with the administration.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
very, very disappointed with all of it. And what has happened is like from us being told there's actually nothing here to now all of this, that means somebody made a conscious decision at some point that, hey, we're actually covering up all of it. We're going to lie to the American people, tell them none of this happened.
This
None
is
of the leaders, none of the
so
everything.
Crazy.
Anyways, I digress. The Pam Bondi thing was basically, there's so many redactions in the files when they said, hey, we're redacting certain things to protect the victims. But a lot of the oppressors,
Mhm.
the people saying, like, or there's a redacted name on one that's like, hey, really enjoyed the torture video. And the person that sent that email, their name's redacted.
Mhm.
Not a victim,
No.
What?
not anything to do with protecting a victim. Why is that person's email redacted? And there's, thousands and thousands of different things in there where it's like somebody, nothing victim related except for that they did victimize somebody and they're admitting something and their name's taken out.
Dang.
And so they had this hearing to further like, this is not what we agreed on. You have to redact everything that is not exclusively I don't know if I turned this off or not. Hopefully not. We have to redact everything that is not, or unredact everything that is not exclusively protecting a victim. All oppressors, put them out there. Like,
Yeah, give us their names.
yeah.
Everyone else.
And basically, she started off by saying, like, what we should really be talking about here. This hearing is just for the Epstein files and further unredacted, like more transparency. And they're like, hey, why are we covering up oppressors in this? Like, why are they redacted? Why are we not getting exactly what we agreed upon? And her first thing is her saying, why are we talking about this? And we should be talking about the Dow is, the S&P is the highest it's ever been. Which she's like the director of intelligence or something. Like, she has nothing to do with the stock market. But that's her first thing is, why are we even talking about this whenever the S&P is the highest it's ever been? And then after that, they are at, and she starts to like pull different things of like, you didn't vote for Trump, so like, why are you, that's rich coming from you because you have XYZ. And she keeps getting asked, and then finally she hits like a breaking point. She's very condescending the whole time, very like kind of just rude in how she's protecting or whatever she's doing. And then at a certain point, she says, we cannot release everything. And
Wow.
they're like, why? And she's like, because if we release everything, the entire system will crumble. That's what she said.
And then let it crumble.
Damn.
That's what everyone's saying is like, that's what we want is a reset, because these are the people that are in charge, pulling the strings, making things happen. It needs to crumble.
Yeah.
That's
You
crazy.
should not want political leaders that are felons, that are involved in sex trafficking, that are criminals. And it's crazy because they never feel bad until they are caught.
100%.
Until they are caught. Like, there's no consequences. There's no, I'm sorry. There's no, I should have just not been involved in the first place. It's like, oh crap, my name was not redacted, so now I have to take ownership of this, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really, really unfortunate. And I feel like victims should be protected because I can't imagine like what they've gone through, what they went through, what they're probably still going through. But anyone who was like in charge of doing those things or like a participant in those things
Should be gone.
should
be gone. And it's
good.
Yeah, it's like I've said, it's just disgusting, man.
It is.
Like the people, like the elites, the people that's at the top of the food chain, they're like doing this. Like, why? Literally, why? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Michael. So we had dinner with Michael Smoke last night. We were kind of talking about it, and he brought up the fact that if there could be a silver lining, if there can be, he said the fact that all of these elites are where they are, and we have all this proof of them doing these like demonic, satanic kind of rituals and things like that. He was like, if nothing else, that proves or should prove to a lot of people that the existence of God. Because if all of these people worship the devil, did these pagan things, did these rituals that are demonic,
They know something.
and they have achieved and gone on to do all of these successful things in life, maybe as a result of that, maybe not, who knows. If nothing else, that proves that if there's that pure of evil out there, there's also that pure of good.
Yep.
Has to be. Proves the existence of the other side of the coin. So I was like, that's an interesting way to kind of think about it.
Yeah.
But to your point on the survivors, they had at this hearing, the people like Thomas Massey and the people that were questioning Bondi, they had planted like 20 survivors in the back of the audience. And so he asked her at one point, and they'd kind of set her up. They were like, has the DOJ, Department of Justice, interviewed all victims and everyone wanting to come forward on the files and what they have to share and what they have to, like, their testimonies? And she said yes. And he said, okay, well, if you are in this courtroom and you're a victim of the Epstein, like anything regarding the Epstein files, any of the oppressors in here, please stand up. Everyone stands up. There's like 20 women in the back of the room. Keep standing if you are willing to share your testimony with the Department of Justice. All of them stayed standing. Keep standing if you've gotten to share your testimony with the Department of Justice.
Sat down.
All of them sat down. Stay seated if you reach out to the Department of Justice and they actually offering your testimony and they have rejected your ability to give your testimony. All of them stay seated.
Stay seated.
Stand up if you're still willing to give your testimony and talk to the Department of Justice despite repeated wrongdoings on your behalf that they've had. And all of them stood back up.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "So, Miss Blondie, what do you have to say for that?" And she said nothing.
Yeah.
She lied under oath, right? Whenever you're in a courthouse, you take an oath to tell the whole truth. She lied.
It's just this, I don't understand
Crazy.
any of it. I don't understand why. And then Trump came out and said that she did a phenomenal job, and I'm just like, I don't know. He's got to be, he's got to be.
He's 100% in them. There's no way.
He's
He has
ridiculous.
connections to Epstein. He has criminal history, maybe not for the exact same things, but for some things of that nature towards women. And all of these wealthy public figures
Of course.
that have been released are in trouble for the same things.
Mhm.
So there's no way that he's not in them.
He's definitely in it.
And I feel like if you're gonna let the system crumble, then because who wants someone in charge like that? Why would you want that? Why would you want someone who has hundreds of victims or knows about hundreds of victims that have gone through these things, witnessed these things, and then he's in charge of us?
His whole promise was draining the swamp. Like, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna drain the swamp, I'm gonna clean it up, I'm gonna reset. And then all he's
Marketing
done
scheme.
since being in has been protect the swamp. Like,
It's marketing.
if you're
scheme.
not in it, release it. Push it all to be released, because if the system crumbles around you, then at least you have if you're the one
Stand
that's
on
good
truth,
and
right?
everything, it's like,
Mhm.
stand on that and rebuild it in a way that needs to be rebuilt. If you're the person that can, so it's just so demoralizing and just I don't know, it's just awful.
And I feel like to that point, you would release them if you are not in them. If
You
you have
would.
nothing to worry
You
about.
100% would.
But obviously, that's not the case.
It was a marketing scheme. He thought, well, if I do what these people want me to do, they'll elect me in office, and once I'm in there, I can do whatever I want to do. It was literally a marketing scheme. He knew that he thought it wouldn't get this far, but when things hit the fan, now he's dead silent. Out.
Well, Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, he's on record on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I
saying,
saw that.
If there was anything in
I
there,
saw that, yeah.
I would bring it to the American people immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, there's nothing. There's nothing in there. They don't even have files. Said that on Joe Rogan's podcast. And there's they've dropped multiple batches of 1 to 3 million files.
That's ridiculous.
So it's like either
bro.
he is so far out of the loop that he was not even looped into it, which the director I would think would be looped into something.
Of course.
Or he blatantly lied to the American people on the biggest possible platform you can lie on.
I think it's all the above. I think it's absolute worst case scenario. I think everyone up there is involved.
Yeah, and they don't want us to know.
The system is all of them, every single last one of them, bro.
But I mean, I feel
100%.
like you've seen it slowly over the last couple of months, especially as this stuff has come out. People are more and more vocal about how they feel, more and more vocal
That's
about
good.
yeah.
That's the only reason I want to talk about it on here, because I'm like, people have to stay. Like, this is one thing that I've so far has not gone away. There's not been another news cycle thing that has come in, despite, in my opinion, them trying to replace it in the news cycle, which is what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah. I feel like they've aimed to distract or try to come up with some big headlines to get people to think. Because, I mean, that's normally how news does work. News is okay, here's this big headline. It's going to take over for a couple of days, and then we're going to switch to the next thing. But this has steadily been a topic, and everyone
letting it go.
wants more. Take away the redactions. Let us see the details. Allow us to know who's actually involved. And people are as it should be, it's being taken very seriously, because these are the people who are we're in their hands, essentially. They have the power to make choices that will affect us. And nobody wants these people in charge,
Keep that pressure on them. Keep them under that fire. And I saw this video once, and it said a guy said, this isn't all of it. Like, they release a little bit, they try to change the subject. A few months later, they'll release a little bit more. But we need all that right now.
Mhm.
Keep them under that fire.
Mm-hmm.
Make them own that. That wasn't a mistake. Those were choices. They made
Yeah.
those choices to do that thing that they're probably still doing right now. Every celebrity, everyone, all these billionaires and highly successful people, well, most of them, I don't want to say all of them, are dirty.
Yeah.
Are dirty.
And you saw,
Or dirty.
I don't know how to say her name. Maxwell
Mhm.
wants clemency from President Trump before she gives her testimony.
The whole Israel thing also is insane.
I haven't seen that. I've seen.
Well, you've seen that like Epstein supposedly was like a Mossad asset.
Oh yeah, like a spy for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard. I
Oh,
saw
His
that.
job was basically to compromise everybody at the highest levels across the world. through
Dang.
This ring and satanic, all this stuff, because they have videos and emails and it was all blackmail is the idea.
Dang.
That was his whole job, was to just compromise as many people as possible.
I did not see that.
So yeah, there's the whole Israel thing. Also, her father-in-law, Ghislaine Maxwell, who also has ties to Mossad, owner of McGraw-Hill, the
Interesting.
textbook company.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
of our textbooks were written by.
No way.
And
They're, bro,
The-
what?
the people who took school pictures,
I saw that.
yeah, I don't remember the exact details, but they're also, I
The-
think it was the owner of
He's
that was
involved in that
also
ring.
involved in the Epstein
It
files.
all makes sense, bro.
And the writer of The Simpsons.
He
People
was
saying
involved
they're-
in that as well. I saw that.
People are saying they don't predict anything. They just know.
It's
what
real
it is.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Some scary. But yeah, going back to Michael Smoke's point, I 100% believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have good without bad.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Well, and
can't-
everything in the dark is brought to light eventually.
Yeah, 100%. Whatever you do in the dark is going to be revealed to the public masses. It has to happen. That's how it is.
And I hope people, if you haven't educated yourself and seen any, I mean, there's a lot of just disgusting, awful things. Like
Mhm.
I don't even want to mention it on the podcast. You only need to see one or two of them to be like, yeah, heads need to roll for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't make you feel some type of way,
I don't know what to say.
I don't even know.
I
Yeah.
feel
Please,
I don't know.
please unsubscribe or block the podcast.
these people are just disgusting. This is like pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It
it's
is.
100% pure evil. And I mean, you saying like the textbook thing and all the Simpson thing, everything is connected. It's been happening for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Like they sat down and strategically planned for the next century, Like this probably dates back hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know who knows how long this has been going on?
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. This is mind blowing.
Well, right on cue, like typically has in the news cycle. Yesterday, there was a massive announcement. Well, I think all of it was planned from the very beginning. With, did you guys see Obama leaked on a podcast the aliens were real a few days ago?
I did see that. I saw it on Instagram.
I didn't see that.
So he basically on a podcast got asked, "Hey, are aliens real?"
Oh.
Other things.
Wait, I saw on the Instagram, he said something about that he thinks that they are, but he was talking about Area 51.
He
I'm
said,
sorry, yeah, I
he
was
said
talking
they're
about that.
definitely real.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I've never seen one," but he also said they definitely don't just like they're not just sitting at Area 51.
Yeah, that's
like,
what he said.
like you hear or read. Well then, so that was the first big thing that blew up a few days ago. Well then, again, like clockwork, Trump released something yesterday, like late last night, that said, "Hey, we're unredacting everything we have on aliens because Obama tripped up and said that on now the cat's out of the bag," which the cat's been out of the bag. I feel like on the alien stuff for a long time.
That doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah,
Stay
right.
on
Now
the
he's like-
files.
He specifically said, this is the thing that even infuriated me more in his announcement. It was like, because this is obviously of so much importance to so many people to want more information, we're unredacting all of it so you have access to all of it. And I'm like,
It's gonna be some baloney, not the
Let's
real
roll
thing.
that back
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
because it's so important to so many people. Release the files too.
It's cover up. That's all it is.
And I feel like I've seen a lot of talk about
is anyone
that.
surprised that aliens real though?
No.
No, I feel like that's been known. I literally watched a podcast. It was actually Khloe Kardashian's podcast, and she had a doctor on it, and he was like, "No, they are real. Like, they are here already. Like, you just don't know it, and it's nothing to be scared of, but like it's a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And he was like big in science. I can't remember his actual name, but yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's not like
What would you classify as an alien though? What exactly is an alien?
extraterrestrial
I'm not
being.
not a definition, but like what would be an alien to you? Like what? Not like a big green head with black eyes.
No, but the thing is like I don't know enough about like the research on aliens, but couldn't they just like be walking amongst us and we just don't know? Like
That's like the whole lizard people theory.
What's that?
Like people that just don't belong, pretty much.
Like the world, the theory or whatever behind it is like that like demonic lizard people are running the world. They're actually aliens that just look like humans that have human skins.
This sounds like books I read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It literally does.
But
sounds
it
fictional.
could, every conspiracy theory that we've talked about in the last like 10 years feels like it's come true. So maybe that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no
That's
idea.
like the whole theory is that they live among us and they just put on human skins to go out and about.
And I don't know. I feel like that's where like things just get kind of messy. But I don't know. I really don't know.
I think they exist. I think it'd be unreasonable to believe that they don't, with as vast as all God's creation is. It's like,
Yeah, that is
there
true.
wasn't life on any other planet.
Yeah, like
That is
how can
true.
we be the only ones like randomly just in the Milky Way, just on Earth, nothing else?
And I'm not going to get too deep in this subject, but that also should draw you closer to this being a creation for a divine reason. Like something, God, created this. The air we breathe, our hair grows back, right? Our ladies can have kids. If I saw a thing once, if the formula for like gravity or like the air we breathe was off by like 26 zeros, one, we'd be dead. Everything would cease to exist. And these laws that were created at the beginning of time can't change. Gravity, oxygen, these things can't change. So you're telling me this was just an accident? Would you rather believe this is an accident or you're here for a divine reason? I know which one I'm choosing 10 times out of 10. And I feel like that, not to push it, but I feel like that should be a no-brainer. Would you live your life thinking, well, I'm just going to die anyway, this doesn't matter? Or would you live life to the fullest? You know? God's going to bring, when it's time for judgment, God's going to bring heaven down to earth. Everything is going to be renewed, restored, rejuvenated. But I won't go too deep. I just love this. This is my jam. I love it.
All that to say, there are probably aliens out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense. But I'd be curious to see that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Because I feel like there's a lot that we just don't know because we just don't get told.
Because there's no disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is. I feel like I've believed that they're out there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
There's not that many people. There's a reason that we all have the same picture of like what aliens look like. And there's not any proof that we've seen of it. And it's because it's been passed down and it's been like drawn on the cave drawings. And it's like all weirdly how did somebody,
symbolic.
hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of years ago just happen to imagine the exact shape of what aliens look like in movies and stuff? And why have we all agreed that this is what they look like?
That is true.
Yep.
And then there was that like Peruvian alien body that was supposedly, and like that was testified in front of the court of whatever. And that like was put into evidence, and then that blew up for a while, but then people kind of acted like maybe they're real, maybe they're not. It's like that was examined. So yeah, I feel like it's a no-brainer that they're out there.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But a lot of topics covered in this this pod.
Very diverse.
Do you guys think we're gonna get canceled for any of it?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like everyone feels kind of the same way that we do about a lot of those things.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like just going back to everything we talked about, especially like the files, that's absolutely disgusting. If you think that's okay, then you are absolutely disgusting. Period.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Not at all.
I saw someone say if these things don't make you feel anything, like then
Look in the mirror.
You have a serious
you
problem.
have issues.
You have a serious problem.
So I feel like most people will agree with us. And the distraction with the aliens, like that's been happening. Like they've been trying to change the tide. Like let's focus over here instead of on this. But people are smart enough. People know well enough that these things are going on.
Yeah, I hope nobody takes their foot off the gas. I hope.
Yeah. I don't think
it's-
people will.
Yeah,
Keep the pressure on. Yeah.
I think if he doesn't release, I think he'll be impeached.
And
I think
Yeah.
he will,
I
because I
think
think
that
the
that's a good
Republicans are
move.
gonna massively lose the midterms because of everything.
I mean, they're already losing
100%.
elections around the world
Mhm.
because of the things that have been going on. So
Yep.
around
The
the world, I
Republicans are
mean.
gonna lose the
States.
midterms, and then I think whenever he's lost the majority, I think that they'll get impeached.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like that's not a bad thing.
just hope whoever. I mean, JD Vance would go in. So
I don't know if he's good or not. I don't really
I don't
know
know,
much
man.
about
Yeah,
him.
we need some correction.
Yeah.
We need some
Yeah.
big time correction.
Yeah.
Something I was thinking about the other day is how easily accessible technology is, and I know we're kind of over time here, but how easily accessible technology is. We can. Why is everything not just like a vote that gets put onto like a site, and then we can all really actually
Massive vote,
democratically
right.
just vote on
Mm-hmm.
the thing,
Yeah.
instead of these leaders that are supposed to have our best interests that are paid by all these different lobbies and stuff.
They don't.
Why can it not just be a poll, and then everyone just gets to quickly vote once a week or once a month or a couple times a year, and then their votes are just like our votes just actually make a difference. Like it's actual democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like majority of times it's not like them voting on behalf of us. It's them voting on behalf of their
Donors,
best
agenda.
interests and yeah, like who's supporting them, who's protecting them, which is like not taking care of the American people at the end of the day, which is scary. But
Very.
Very scary. It's
I don't know.
terrifying.
I don't know. That's all I got for today's first pod. Hopefully, you guys like.
We
the video.
we kind of
sorry guys.
unpacked a lot of information in
We
this.
did.
Yeah. What do you guys
Dang.
think?
About what?
It's the first.
I love it. I wish we had more time.
Yeah, it was good. We'll definitely be back with more hot topics for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's great. A great way to just expand on topics and not just watch a video for 30 seconds and forget it exists, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is very valuable. I'm super excited to keep this thing rolling, and I'm excited, man. It's going to be a good year.
Well, this is a sneak peek. There's a few more interviews that'll come out, which I am really excited about those interviews. But as soon as they move down here or up here, I guess, then this will be the full-time thing. So I'll be
I'm excited.
If you guys enjoy, subscribe if you did. We might end up doing a separate Bamcast YouTube channel just so it's separate from mine now. But stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes. Bye guys.
Bye, family.